What's up, Trek Nation, and welcome back to After the Snap. It is I, Tasha Pierce. I am back, a voiceover style, to talk to you about Prodigy Season 2, Episode 6. This one is called Imposter Syndrome. If you haven't seen the previous episodes of Star Trek Prodigy, there will be spoilers for those episodes, but I'm going to try to be light on the spoilers for Episode 6, this episode. Maybe after this episode, I'm going to go into complete spoiler discussions because if you've made it this far, into watching my videos, then you know what happened in these episodes. So, moving from episode 6 forward, it's going to be spoilers. In season 2, episode 5, our wayward crew has finally deciphered the meaning of that spiral symbol that they keep seeing throughout the season, and they know that this is probably where they will be able to locate Chakotay. And this little ragtag team really has a sense of loyalty because they realize that without Chakotay and his sacrifice being losing the Protostar, they would have never survived their time on Tars Lamora. So they are equally as interested in saving Chakotay as Admiral Janeway. In the mean and in between, Admiral Janeway has been ordered to destroy the Infinity because it is against at least three Federation treaties for that ship to even exist. Okay, so the kids have to come up with a crazy plan in order to save the Infinity so that they can use that ship to then rescue Chakotay and hijinks ensue. I enjoyed the episode, maybe not as much as the other episodes. This one is not a bad episode. It is just kind of a time filler because it's got a crazy premise as is, but then it's kind of like a filler episode, basically. We could have gotten from the events of episode 5 to getting on the Infinity without all of these shenanigans happening. But it does introduce a interesting problem for our wayward crew when their solution to getting on the Infinity seems to be malfunctioning. It seems to be going awry. Again, another good episode of Star Trek Prodigy. Probably not my favorite of the season, but not a bad episode at all. And if you factor in who this series is made for, it may have been a necessary episode because young people may or may not know how holograms and all of that work. So the episode does fill in the children, the young folks, on how this stuff works in the Star Trek universe. It might just seem a little kind of childish, kind of this will never work, even though it's all fiction. Anything can work in fiction, but this one was like, this is definitely a children's plan. This is definitely a plan created and crafted. Even though these are some very smart children now, they're young folks. They are very smart, but they're not smarter than Janeway and her crew. And I wish I could remember everybody's name. I cannot. I cannot. Another thing of particular interest, though, is Majel, who is the Vulcan who was on the previous mission with Dow and Zero and Jankum. Seems like she got a little thing for Zero. And now, Zero, we saw in earlier episodes, he was wishing that he could be corporeal so that he can experience uh, hand holding and the tensions of falling in love. And this really seems like it would be a good counterpart to Starfleet Academy. We know Starfleet Academy is set way in the future, but gosh, it would have been, it's such a missed opportunity that we could have had these characters in that series. But I digress. I'm talking about something that's not even happening yet. Um, Another very good episode. On my regular scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably give this one a 4 flat. So yeah, it's a couple of steps back from where we were as far as the rest of the episodes, but Still a good episode, and it still keeps those parts moving, and it still gets us to where we were trying to go next. So all of those things are a success. Just wasn't it wasn't for me. So if you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments below. While you're there, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, do all that, turn your notifications on. You do not want to miss our live stream spoiler discussion for the entire season, which is coming up after this series is done. With all that being said, I've got nothing else. I'll see you in the next one. Oops, almost forgot to tell you what the next one was, huh? I will see you in the next one, which is The Fast and the Curious. So, season 2, episode 7, The Fast and the Curious, and it is about Dal and his crew search for Chakotay. They discover a conduit, allowing them to travel through time faster. Oh my gosh. I know that there are some temporal investigations is going to really, really grow to hate this little crew. So, see you in the next one. Live long and prosper. Peace.